La Yashala. Imadium, which means to stand. Wapanya Kwadam, which means turn and face to east. Sar. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakaka, Daba'a, Ratazaka, Aisha, Rataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathan Lanawa, Lakam, Kao, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kawa Wap Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kawa Wap Yanawa, Wala'a, Tabaya Nawa, Banasaya Wan, Abal, Hawashaya Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wahatapar, Rat, Iwalamyum, Aman, in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Hakat, the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, Baba Kashah, Nathan Lanawa, Hakat, La Pa'a, Kal Makala, Wakal Marawa, Hakat, La Tahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakat, La Hakwim, Hamatyim, Hakat, Al Wakawa, Fatama'ala, Lagar Shan, by Hashem Yahushua, the Wada Aman. In English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you. So be it. Prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, Barak Lanawa, Wayasha'ala, Waha, Bayaf Saparia, Barak, Rapah, Magun, Hagun, by Hashem Yahushua, the Wada Aman. What we just said was Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahushua, thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'a, Ayanya, Al-Haharya, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Isaiah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Rataza, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Regalga, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hanala, Ay Yanawam, Wala Yashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yamnika, Yawamam, Hashamash, La Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamar, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaatka, Wabaaka, Maita, Wa'ait, Awalam, Aman. In English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al Damayalaka, Alpha Karash, Wa Alpha Shakwat, Al Kayahana, Abu Yabika, Yahama Yawan, Wamashanaka, Nasha'awa, Ra'ash, Al Imaka, Yarayama, Sawad, Wayate Tazawa, Al Tazap Pawanyaka, Amawa, Lakawa, Wanakakita, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yashala, Iwad, Kaya, Nawa Tazawa, Lab Yahadwa, Al Yakabariyaf, Yakarafwa, Aho, Yadawam, Wayashamaoyum, Mawaba, Wahagorium, Gabal, Wahamawan, Wamalak, Palashap, I'm Yashabia, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Haya, Wazarwai, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Laham, Kamadium, Kasayasara, Kayabi, Abunakal, Koyashwan, Neshamadwa, Bayanda Ra, Hiwa, Daman, Dama, Shayatamwa, Nadiapwa, Kairab, Wakazaba, Wakazabat, Wakatazamanai, Kalnasaya Kamwa, Ashor, Amarwa, Nayarashala, Nawa, Ap, Nawaf, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagagala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Kaash, Tebayaira, Wakalahaba, the Lahat, Haryom, Khan, the Adapma, Basaaraka, Wabasawa Patka, Tabahalom, Malaa, Panyahom, Guawan, Waya Pakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawah, Yabashwa, Waya Baawa, Idi, Waya Kaparwa, Waya Abadwa, Waya Daiwa, Kaya, Da Shamka, Yahawah, Labatka, Al Yawan, Al Kawa, Rataza Aman. In English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asa also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them, as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kasan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeb. Yea, all the princes as Zabai, and as Amunah, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded, and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame, and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Sar, which means to turn. Yeshabia, which means to be seated. Hold on 1 second. Let me turn that light on. Alright, we're going to be picking up where we left off from last week in the book of Genesis. Salakia. Let me make sure we online real quick. I didn't see it. Looks like we twab. We're going to pick up in Genesis chapter 11, verse 7 in the Hebrew. Salakia. All right, we online. Most High in Christ. Haba, Narada, Wanaba, Bala, Sham, Shapathum, Ashar, La'a, Yashama, Iwa, Ayash, Shapath, Ra'aihawa. Verse 8. Wayapataza, Yahweh, Athom, Mashom, Al, Panya, Kal, Harataza, Wayakadawa, Labanath, Ha'ayar. Verse 9. Al, Khan, Korah, Ama, Salaki, Shama, Babal, Kaya, Sham, Balala, Yahweh, Shapath, Kal, Harataza, Wamashom, Hapayatazom, Yahweh, Al, Panya, Kal, Harataza. Verse 10. Allah, Dawala, Dath, Sham, Ban, Ma'af, Shana, Waya, Walad, Af, Arapa, Kashad. Arapakashad, Shanathium, Achar, Hamaba Wall. Verse 11. Here we go. Wayakaya, Sham, Akaria, Hawala, Yadwa, Af, Arapakashad, Kamash, Ma'awath, Shana, Wayawalad, Banayom, Wabana Wath. Verse 12. Wa'arapkashad, Chaya, Kamash, Washalashim. Shana Waya Walad Af Shalak. Verse 13. Wayachaya Arapakashad. Arapakashad Akarya Hawala Yadwa Af Shalash Shanayam Wa Wabai Arabai Ma'awaf Shana Waya Walad Banyam Wabanawath. All right, in the English, Genesis chapter 11, verse 7. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. Verse 8. So the Most High scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Verse 9. Therefore, in the name of it called Babel, because the Most High did there confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Most High scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. Verse 10. These are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old, and begot Ephrax, who 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived after he begot Arphaxad, 500 years, and begot sons and daughters. Verse 12. And Arphaxad lived 35 years, and begot Salah. Verse 13. And Arphaxad lived after he begot Salah 403 years, and begat sons and daughters. All right, Genesis chapter 11, verse 14 in the Hebrew. Washalach kaya shalashim shana wayawalad af ibar. Verse 15. Wayakaya shalach akarya hawala yadwa af ibar shalash shan yom wa arabai ma'awath shana wayawalad banyam wabanawath. Verse 16. Wayakaya ibar arabai. It's like it. Arabai washalashim shana wayawalad af palag. Verse 17. Wayakaya ibar akarya hawala yadwa af palag shalashim shana wa rabai ma'awath shana wayawa. It's like it. Yeah, wayawalad banyom wabanawath. Verse 18. Wayakaya palag shalashim shana wayawalad af ra'aiwa. Verse 19. Wayakaya palag akarya. It's like akarya hawa layadwa af ra'aiwa dashai shaniyam wama athyum shana wayawalad banyam wabanawath. Verse 20. Wayakaya ra'aiwa shathyam washalashyam shana wayawalad af sharawag. In the English, Genesis chapter 11, verse 14. And Salah lived 30 years, and begot Eber. And Salah lived after he begot Eber 400 years. 403 years, and begot sons and daughters. Verse 16. And Eber lived 34 years, and begot Peleg. And Eber lived after he begat Peleg 430 years, and begat sons and daughters. Verse 18. And Peleg lived 30 years, and begot Ruth. Verse 19. And Peleg lived after he begat Ru 209 years and begat sons and daughters. Verse 20. And Ru lived 32 years and begat Serug. Serug. All right. Genesis chapter 11, verse 21. Wayakaya Raiwa Akarya Hawala Yadwa Af Shara Wag Shabai Shanyam Wama Afyum Shana Wayawalad Banyam Waba Nawath. Verse 22. Wayakaya Shara Wag Shalashim Shana Wayawalad Af Nakawar. Verse 23. Wayakaya Shara Wag Akarya Hawala Yadwa Af Nakawar Ma'afyum Shana Wayawalad Banyam Wabanawath. Verse 24. Wayakaya Nakawar Dashai Wa'ai Sharyam Shana Wayawalad Af the Rock. Verse 25. Wayakaya Nakawar Akarya Hawala Yadwa Af the Rock Dashai Aishara Shana Wama Af Shana Wayawalad Banyam Wabana Wath. Verse 26. Wayakaya the Rock Shabayam Shana Wayawalad Af Abaram Af Nakawar Wa Af Haran. Verse 27. Wa Allah Dawala Dath the Rock Hawala Yad Af Abaram Af Nakawar Wa Af Haran Wa Haran Hara Layad Hawala Yad Af Lawat. Alright, in the English, Genesis chapter 11, verse 21. And Ru lived after he begot Serug 207 years and begat sons and daughters. Verse 22. And Serug lived 30 years and begat Nahor. Verse 23. And Serug lived after he begot Nahor 200 years and begat sons and daughters. Verse 24. And Nahor lived 29 years and begat Terah. Verse 25. And Nahor lived after he begat Terah 119 years, and begat sons and daughters. Verse 26. And Terah lived 70 years and begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Verse 27. And these are the generations of Terah. Terah begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran begat Lot. Alright, Genesis chapter 11, verse 28. We're going back to the Hebrew. Wayamath, Haran, Al, Panya, Darak, Abayawah, Baratazah, Mawalad, Ba'awar, Kasha, it's like a Kashadium, verse 29. Wayakwak, Abaram, Wanakawar, Lahom, Nashiam, Shom, Ashaf, Abaram, Sharia, Washom, Ashaf, Nakawar, Malakah, Bath, Haran, Abiyah, Malakah, Malakah wa Abia Yasaka, verse 30. What the Haya Sharia Iquara Aquara Ayan La Wala Walad, verse 31. Wayaquak Darak Abaram Banwa Wa'af Lawat Ban Haran Ban Banwa Wa'af Sharia Kalathwa Ashaf Abaram Banwa Wayataza Awa Athom Ma'awar Kashadium Lalakath Arataza Kanine Wayaba Awa I Quran Wayashabu Sham, verse 32. All right. Yawa Wayahayawa Yamya Darak Kamash Shanyam Wama Athyam Shana Waya Math Darak Bakaran. Alright, Genesis chapter 12, verse 1. Wayamar Yahweh all Abaram Lak Ma'aratazak Wamama Walad Salakia Wamama Ladadak Wamama Wadaladak Wamaba Yath Abayak Al Rataza Shar Araak, verse 2. Wa I Lagawaya got a wall wa barak wa gadala shamak wahaya baraka. Alright, in the English, Genesis chapter 11, verse 28. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity, in Ur of the Chaldees. Verse 29. And Abram and Nahor took them wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai. Sarai. And the name of Nahor's wife, Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah and the father of Isupk. But Sarai was barren, she had no child. And Terah took Abram his son, and Lot the son of Haran his son's son, and Sarai his daughter-in-law, his son Abram's wife, and they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan. And they came unto Haran and dwelt there. Verse 32. And the days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. Genesis chapter 12, verse 1. Now the Most High said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will shew thee. Verse 2. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. Alright. Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. Wa'abarakah Mabara Kayak, Wamakwalak, Wamakwalak, Aara, Wanaba Rakawa, Bak, Kal, Mashapakathum, Ha'adama, verse 4. Wayalak, Abarom, Ka'ashar, Debar, Al-Yawa, Yahweh, Wayalak, Athawa, Lawat, Wa'abarom, Ban, Kamash, Shanyam, Washaba'ayim, Shana, Bataza Athwa, Makaran, verse 5. Wayakwak, Abarom, Af, Sharia, Ashathawa, Wa'at, Lawat, Ban, Akayawa, Wa'at, Kal, Rakawasham, Ashar, Rakashawa, Wa'at, Hanapash, Ashar, Aishawa, Bakaran, Wayatazawa, Lalakaf, Arataza, Kanain, Wayaba'awa, Arataza, Kanain, verse 6. Waya Ibar, Abarom, Barataza, I, Makwawam, Shakam, Id, Alwan, Marara, Wahakananya, Az, Barataza, verse 7. Waya Ra'ah, Yahweh, Al, Abaram, Waya Amar, Lazaraik, Athan, Af, Harataza, Hazaaf, Wayaban, Sham, Mazabach, La Yahweh, Hanara'ah, Al-Yawa, verse 8. Waya Aitak, Masham, Hahara, Makwadam, Labayath, Al, Wayat, Ahala, Bayath, Al, Mayam, Wahaya, Makwadam, Wayaban, Sham, Mazabak, La Yahweh, Wayakwara, Basham, Yahweh, verse 9. Wayasai, Abaram, Halawak, Wanasa, Y, Hanagaba. Yeah, Hanagaba. All right. In the English, Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. So Abram departed as the Most High had spoken unto him. And Lot went with him, and Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. Verse 5. And Abram took Sarai, Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran. And they went forth to go into the land of Canaan, and into the land of Canaan they came. And Abram passed through the land unto the place of Sichem, unto the plain of Moreh, and the Canaanite was then in the land. Verse 7, and the Most High appeared unto Abram, and said, unto thy seed will I give this land. And there builded he an altar unto the Most High, who appeared unto him. Verse 8, and he removed from thence unto a mountain on the east of Bethel, and pitched his tent, having Bethel on the west, and Hay on the east. And there he builded an altar unto the Most High, and called upon the name of the Most High. Verse 9, and Abram journeyed, going on still toward the south. You understand? In verse 3 it says, and I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee, and in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. You understand? Through Abram, this is beginning where the Lord chose him, and of course through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the nation of Israel came through this seed of this bloodline. So the Lord's telling him through, and I will bless them that bless thee. You understand? That's why it's important that blacks, natives, and blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians understand who our true identity is, so we can serve the correct God, the God of the Bible, the God of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We're in this position because we didn't obey the Most High God. So now our oppressor and these other heathen nations are, above us. They're our oppressors. We have to listen and do what they tell us to do, because we chose to serve their gods and not the gods of the Bible. We just read right here that the Most High told Abram that if I'm going to bless you, and everyone who blesses you, and have my blessings. As we can clearly see, blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, we are in hell. You understand? We don't have the blessings of the Lord because we didn't obey. So we have to come back and read this Bible. That's why Sabbath services are important. That's why the classes, Monday night classes, history classes are important. That's why brotherhood classes are important. Law classes are important. So we can learn who our identity is, learn how to serve the Lord, come back together as a nation, so the Most High God will bless us as a nation, not as individuals, not as, how the Christian church teaches and other fake Israelite groups. The Lord didn't tell us to be scattered and keep separating ourselves, but the Bible tells us to come together, man. So, don't listen to the pastor when he says that, God knows your heart. Don't listen to the pastor on Sundays when he says that, you just got to come to church and get baptized, in the name of Jesus and the blood of Jesus, and all that Christian rhetoric that they spew every Sunday. No, you have to learn how to serve and obey the Most High God and come together as a nation. That's what Christ, our King Christ, was teaching, man. And if you can read this, in the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, you'll read how the Israelites were supposed to come together and obey God. And then we'll read how we get cursed, and why the earth is even in the condition as it is in today. You see all the fires over there in Canada, and all the brothers in New York taking all those pictures of how the sky is looking, because we are in the last days, and we've been in the last days since our King Christ is, since he was executed. You understand? We've been in the last days. So you see all these things going on in the earth. Just know that, time is short. We don't have a lot of time to be second guessing on what God we want to serve, and if we want to obey, or if we don't want to obey the Most High God. Because Christ is coming back. No one knows when, but we do know that the time is short. We can see and tell by the signs in the earth what's happening. You understand? So we have to make the choice to be blessed by the Most High God. And the way that we're going to get blessed as a nation is keeping His commandments and obeying the Most High God, and getting into these classes, of course, in the Isupk under Commander Juliana. You understand? That's how we're going to be blessed. That's how we're going to be saved by our King Christ. It's through our obedience, through our loyalty and our integrity. You understand? To the Most High God. And that's it on that. We're going to go back to the Hebrew. All right, Genesis chapter 12, verse 10, back in the Hebrew. Wayahaya Ra'ib Ba'arataza Wayarab Abaram Matazara Yama Lagawar Sham Kaya Kabad Hara'ib Ba'arataza, verse 11. Wayahaya Ka'ashar Hakwar Yab Labawa'a Matazara Yama Wayamar La'a, so like it all Sharia Ashathwa Hana Na'a Yada Ithia Kaya Shar Yapath Mara'ah, verse 12. Wahaya Kaya Yarwa Athak Hamataza Yoram Hamataza Yoram Wa'amora Ashathwa Za'ath Wahargawa Athya Wa'athak Yakayawa, verse 13. All right. Amarya Na'a Akathya Lama Ain Yayatab Laya Ba'ai Bawar Ka Wakayata Napashya Bagalak, verse 14. Wayahaya Kabawa'a Abaram Matazare Yama Wayara'awa Hamatazarayam. That's the Egyptian. Hamatazarium Ha'asha Kaya Yapa Hawa'a Ma'ad, verse 16. Wala Baram Hayata Yab Ba'aiba War Ba'aiba Wara Wayahaya Lawa Taza'an Wabakwar Wakamarium Wa'aiba de Yum Washapakath Wa'atha Nath Wagamayum. Oh, that was it on there. All right, in the English, Genesis chapter 12, verse 10. And there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down into Egypt to sojourn there
for the famine was grievous in the land. Verse 11, and it came to pass when he was come near to enter into Egypt, that he said unto Sarai his wife, behold, now I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon. Verse 12, therefore it shall come to pass when the Egyptians shall see thee, that they shall say, this is his wife, and they will kill me, but they will save thee alive. So Abram, he's afraid going down here to these Egyptians where all these heathens are, because he doesn't know, what type of time they on. He don't know if the Egyptians are, if they're just men, or, if they're going to take his wife. And so he's telling his wife, like, listen, we're going to go down here to Egypt, and they're going to kill me because you're so beautiful. You know what I mean? They're going to look at you and be like, yeah, we have to have her, and they're going to kill me. You know what I mean? This brother was afraid at this time. He was afraid that the Egyptians was going to kill him. So he told his wife this. Verse 13, say, I pray thee, thou art my sister, that it may be well with me for thy sake, and my soul shall live because of thee. Verse 14, and it came to pass that when Abram was come into Egypt, the Egyptians beheld the woman, that she was very fair. So he knew, he said it. He said, look, I'm going to come down here. My wife is super bad. It's like a lot of these bad sisters in the UPK. Get his sisters a hand. You understand, here in the under Commander General, these sisters are bad. This sister was bad, and these Egyptians, these nasty heathens, them Hamites, they sure enough looked at his wife and was like, yeah, she's bad. You understand? Let me keep reading. Verse 15, the princess also of Pharaoh saw her and commended her before Pharaoh, and the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. Verse 16, and he entreated Abram well for her sake, and he had sheep and oxen, and he asses and men servants and maid servants and she asses and camels. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to he's like, this sister's so bad, I'm willing to give you all these things, give you all this stuff. You understand? And Pharaoh at this time thought that this was his sister. He told her to say that, well, I don't even know if it got that far yet, Salakia. But that's what Abram told his wife to tell the Egyptians, that, this is my sister, because he was afraid to die. He was afraid to lose his life. In the Isupk and the Commander General, we shouldn't be afraid of anything. You understand? No matter who we come against, no matter who comes against us, whether there be many or whether there be few or a multitude, like it says in our prayer that we read before we go out in camp, we don't care about fear. You understand? Only thing we fear is the Most High. We have to do what's right in order for us to receive our blessings. That's why the Lord chose Abram. But right here, he just showed, weakness and fear, because he was afraid that he was going to lose his life to these Hamites, to these Africans, to these Egyptians. All right. Oh, and that's it on that. Let's go back to the Hebrew. All right, verse 17. Wayanagai Yahweh Af Parai Nagaayim Gadalayim Wa'af Bayathwa Al Debar Sharyah Ashaf Abarom. Verse 18. Wayakor Parai La'abaram Waya Amar Ma Za'af Aishayaf Laya La Ma La'a Hagadath Laya Kaya Asha Dak Hawa'a. Verse 18. Verse 19. So like you just read 19, 18. Alright. Lama Amarath Akathya Hawa'a Wa'akwak Atha Laya La Ama Salaki la asha wa aitha hana ashadak quak walak. Verse 20. Wayatazawa ao yowa par I ana anashium wayashalakwa athawa wa asha ashathwa wa cow ashar lawa. Verse Salakia. Genesis chapter 13 verse 1. Alright. Waya'al abaram mamataza rayum hawa'a wa'ash the wakal ashar lawa wala wat aimawa hanaga ba. Verse 2. Wa'abaram kabad ma'ad bama Kwana Bakasap Wanazahab. Verse 3. Wayalak Lamasa Iowa Managab Wa'id Bayath Al Id Hamakwa Wam Ashar Haya Sham Ahala Batha Kala by Bayan, Bayath, Al, Wabayan, Ha'aya. Alright, in the English. Genesis chapter 12, verse 17. And the Most High plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarai, Abram's wife. Verse 18. And Pharaoh called Abram and said, What is this that thou hast done unto me? Why didst thou not tell me that she was thy wife? Verse 19. Why saidst thou, She is my sister, so I might have taken her to me to wife? Now therefore, behold thy wife, take her and go thy way. Verse 20. And Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they went him away, and his wife, and all that he had. Verse 13. And Abram went up out of Egypt, he and his wife, and all that he had, and Lot with him, into the south. Verse 2. And Abram was very rich in cattle, in silver, and in gold. Verse 3. And he went on his journeys from then even, from the south even to Bethel, unto the place where his tent had been at the beginning between Bethel and Hai. You see, Pharaoh almost took, Pharaoh was about to take his rib, and the Lord, start putting plagues on those, on Pharaoh and his house. And Pharaoh was like, what the hell? What's going on? So he knew something was wrong. He understood that something was wrong. So he went back to Abram like, hold on, man. Why didn't you tell me this was your wife? Why you tell me this was your sister? You understand? Like I said, that's because Abram was afraid. He was afraid of those Egyptians. You understand? And the Egyptians almost, did, the Pharaoh almost did a sin against Abram, against, the Most High. So, at that point, Pharaoh was like, here, take these things, and pretty much just get up on, out of here, go on about your business. So, but the point of that is, we can't be afraid. You don't have to say that she's your sister. You don't have to, tuck your shield of David when you're at work. You don't have to be ashamed of embracing your culture and who you are, because we're God's chosen people. You understand? If the Lord is with us, who can be against you? Pharaoh couldn't be against Abram. The Lord wouldn't allow it. You understand? If we come back as a nation, no one can come against us. You understand? You see the Isupk. The Lord is with the Isupk and the Commander General. We don't lose battles. We don't lose anything because the Lord is with us. We took our oath and we understood our oath, and we obey and serve the Lord in the Isupk under Commander General, and we've been pushing this truth since 1969. You understand? A lot of men have dropped their swords because they are afraid. The same fear that Abram had, he wanted to tell his wife, to act like his sister because he was afraid. You understand? And the Lord showed him, like, look, you don't have to be afraid because I'm with you. These other nations are nothing to be afraid of. This world that we're in under our oppressor is nothing to be afraid of. Our King Christ laid down his life for his brethren, for his brothers and sisters, and he wasn't afraid. He wasn't afraid to lose his life for the sake of his nation. If you're doing the Lord's will, if you're serving the Most High God, man, we're not allowed to be afraid with fear of anything. I pray you understand. And with that, like medium, just me up here.
La Yasha Allah. Alright, everybody else, I medium, which means to stand. Wapanya Hakwadam, which means turn and face the east. Sar, the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malapaka, Taba'a, Ratazak, Hayah, Shaba, Ratazak, Kawa, Hayaf, Bashamayim, Nathan Lanawa, Lakam, Kau, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kawa Wap Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kawa Wap Yanawa, Wala'a, Tabaya Nawa, Banasaya Wan, Abal, Hawashaya Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalak, Wa Allah, Wahap the Parap, the Awalamim, Aman, in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Hakat, the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, Baba Kashah, Nathan Lanawa, Hakat, La Pa'ah, Kal Makalah, Wakal Marawa, Hakat, La Tahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakat, La Haklim, Hamathium, Hakat, Awakawap, the Tama'ala, Lagar Shan, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, the Wada Aman. In English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against the unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you. So be it. Prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, Barak Lanawa, Wayasha Waha, Bayat Saparium, Barak, Rapah, Magun, Hagun, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, the Wada Aman. What we just said was, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahaharya, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Isaiah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemaya, Ma'aratazah, Al Yatan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hanala, Yanawam, Wala Yashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Dazalka, Al Yad, Yamnika, Yawamam, Hashamash, La Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamar, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Apnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaaka, Wabaaka, Maida, Wa'ai, Awalam, Aman. In the English, Salaki. In fact, my phone is supposed to be on silent. Salaki, that's my fault. I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, al damayalaka, al fakarash, wa al tashakwat, al kayahana, Hawayabika, Yahama Yawan, Wama Shanaka, Nashaawa, Ra'ash, Al Amaka, Yarayama, Sawad, Wayataya Tazawa, Al Tazap Pawanyaka, Amara, Lakawa, Wanakakita, Magoya, Wala Yazakar, Sham Yashala, Iwad, Kaya, Nawa Tazawa, Lab Yakadwa, Awyaka, Bariap, Yakarathwa, Aho, Yadawam, Wayashamaoyam, Mawaba, Hagaryam. Wahagaryam, Gabal, Waemawan, Waimalak, Palashap, I'm Yashabia, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawai, Imam, Haya was all Wai, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Laham, Kamadium, Kasayasara, Kayabium, but Nakal, Koyashwan, Nishamadu, Bayanda Ra, Haya, Daman, La Dama, Shayadamwa, Nediyamawa, Ka'ira, Wakazaba, Wakazabat, Wakatazamanai, Kau Nasaya Kamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Naya Rashal, Nawa, Nawa, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayadama, Kagagala, Kagwash, Lapanya Raka, Kaash, Deba Ayara, Wakalahaba, Dalahat, Haryam, Kan, Daradapma, Basaaka, Wabasawapatka, Dabahalom, Malaa, Panyahom, Kwawan, Waya Bakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya Baawa, Idi, Waya Kaparwa, Waya Badwa, Waya Daiwa, Kayat, the Salaki, Kayata, Shamka, Yahawa, Labaka, Al Yawan, Al Kaha, Rataza, Aman. In the English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarines, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asa also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them, as unto the Midianites, as to Sisir, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kasan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeb, yea, all the princes as Zabah, and as Amunah, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flames setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded, and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame, and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. So be it. Sar, which means to turn. Salakia. Yeshabi, Sister Yeshabi, which means to be seated. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh by Hashem Yahshua Brakatah. Yajamata, Sar, face the sisters. Sisters, Imajim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alatam by Hashem Yahshua. Yajamata, dismiss.